So we're backstage Burr Festival in Toronto. Very cold outside. Joined by Miss Kitten. How was the trip in, and what do you think of Toronto tonight, just before you head on to the stage?
I love Toronto. I come here always with a great pleasure. I stayed in room all day because I landed at 6 this morning. The flight was not very nice, so I had to catch up with some sleep. So I basically just woke up, more or less.
How would you define Toronto in comparison to, say, other places in North America? A little different from Europe, but say you've obviously played in some of the major cities down south. How about up here?
There is just a great mixture of everything. And of course, I have a lot of friends coming from here. Peaches, for example. And every gig I had here was really nice mixture of people. It's very liberal, and it's not uptight, and it's a city where you have a big business center, but you also have like a big subculture, and that's great. I like that. It's a good balance for art and for being creative, I think.
Have you had a chance to play outdoors at a festival like this before? And was it this cold?
Oh yeah, I played last week in Montreal for Igloo Fest. It was minus 36, and it was the coldest night they had in decades, I think. But I handled it. Of course, there were heaters behind me, but I handled it well because I'm not afraid of cold, really. I have a good jacket on, and I dance, and it's nice. And it's just great to see people dancing in winter outfits, jumping around, and it's like an obligation to rave, which is nice.
There's none of that other stuff that comes with the party. It's all about the music, and it's all about the environment, and not about meeting someone to go home with, kind of thing. Totally understand. So they have this event here in Toronto outdoors. You've played indoors. Do you expect a big difference between what you are playing tonight versus in the past? Or is it just you and you play the way that you always play?
I never know what I'm gonna play. My sets or my style of the moment depends a lot on the music that comes out, because I play what I like. So recently there is a great new house music with a touch of old school. Vocals are back. The rave feeling is back as well, in a slower tempo. It's not so minimal anymore, and it's perfect for me. So it's a great time. So I play that right now, and of course I don't know why I should play harder just because we are outdoor. No, you have to play warmer. You have to play more housey, more emotional, I think, to bring some warm atmosphere on the dance floor, obviously.
I like the term warmer. That's awesome. You do a lot of vocals, actually, for yourself. You just came out, you have a new album on the way, 23 tracks in total. Was the option to kind of expand on an album because the digital side of things something that you wanted to do, or did you just have so much material that you liked that you wanted to put out?
I had one album ready, the pop side, the first part. And I wrote that without expecting to release it the way it was. It was just like, to me, just ideas I put down to go in the studio later. But my producer said they are great the way they were. So at the beginning, I was supposed to release that. But on the side, quietly, I was working on some more electronica ambient material. And I decided one day to put it together. And instead of releasing this ambient material under another name, anonymously on a label I'd like, and bringing them together made this big project. And I'm very happy about it because I can present my taste in the big sense, big range of the term, and I like it. And I miss that when I want to buy an album. It's always so formatted. So I don't know. It's just the way it happened. So
fantastic. If you had a chance to work with someone that you haven't had a chance to work with, who would it be?
I already worked with so many people, and there is so many people I'd like to work with. You know, I think it's good for me after all these years of collaboration to focus on myself. But I can never say no to a good collaboration. So I recently worked with Maya Jane Cole and with D.O.P., with Mark Wool, fellow Canadian. We did an amazing job, and my dream work would be with I would love to work with Damon Albarn, because he has this edgy side of and this big culture of music. I'd love to work with Prince. It's, you know, you ask, I'm saying. I'd love to work with Benoit and Sergio, or, you know, some Vision Quest guys. Many people.
I know it's a tough question to answer, but is there a song on the new album that you just really, really like, and you feel like, yeah, at this point in time, it kind of is where I am at?
Well, it's not my favorite of the album, but I'm very proud of this one called Night of Light. Night as warrior, you know, because my granddad died 2 years ago, and I was by his side. We were really close. He was an artist, and I was always prepared to that moment. So I knew, okay, the time is coming. And I don't know, I knew exactly what I had to do to tell him it's okay, and talking about the good times, you know. And it was an incredible experience. Sad, but not sad, not, you know, more amazing than sad. And I often think about people who go through that, and they are so unprepared, and it can be something so nice. And I really wanted to talk about that, you know, this moment when you know the person won't be there anymore, but when it's gonna turn into something more psychic, when you have to learn communicating in so many other ways. And I really wanted to talk about that, because it's so difficult to put that in words, you know. And I did, and I wrote the lyrics really like that in a very short time. And when I read them, I was like, wow, that's the most piece of work, the most achieved piece of work I ever did, in terms of putting down what you have in your mind or in your heart or your emotions. This was ultimate. I don't think I can write another song like that. But it's not my favorite musically, but as a songwriter, I think I reached grace, you know. I felt it when I was writing, that the words flew like perfectly. So I love that. It was a great moment. Yeah.
Very good to hear. I'm so glad to hear that a lot of people still really love what they do, and it's just not about putting out something that's big and huge. And anyways, we'll move on from that. If you could tell an upcoming producer or DJ one thing in 20 seconds to concentrate on, to if they really love the scene and they want to help build the scene and build themselves, what would that one thing be?
Oh, it's a tough question. To succeed, it's such a bunch of things you cannot touch or define. A lot of people having talent are not succeeding. Otherwise, if it was all about that, we would know about it. It's about work. For some, it's about ambition. From my side, I never thought I would do that. I never dreamed of being a musician. I didn't even know I could sing, so I don't know what to answer that. Just do your thing, that's all. And if the sky wants you to do that, you will, but there is no secret, no remedy,
If you could bring someone along with you to do the festival, who would it be?
You mean as an artist?
Yeah, as an artist, mostly as a DJ, just because it's a DJ sort of thing, a live production, whatnot. Someone that could accompany you to the event, play alongside you, or at some point during the weekend. Who would you like to see here?
Well, right now, I think I'd like to be with Azari and Three because it would be fun. Like, they would make me dance and it would be sunshine, and I love the guys, and this would be perfect for an outdoor event. I love them.
Thank you so much. A pleasure, and looking forward to it. And you have your set coming up on the radio show a little later on, so looking forward to that as well.
Thank you. Hello, it's Miss Kitten and you're listening to Amplified Radio. Hey, we are on Amplified Radio. It's Miss Kitten and you're listening to my latest track.